always
Pray for your strength. I'll be standing in the love for you. So hang on, my friend. It won't
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine. Your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further, away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, we'll make our way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together.
I'll meet you outside. It is Wellness Wednesday, and what a beautiful day it has been. Why is it so beautiful, you might ask? Because yes, we have the privilege of being in the day, being alive. And so I say good morning to our viewers and listeners. Good morning, Mikey G.
Good morning, Lady Alicia. I'm just, when you said that a while ago, I'm thinking to myself, the sun sits you on your face and just let you feel that, that aroma of the day, the morning, it's amazing to feel.
Yes.
But I can't relate.
It is indeed Wellness Wednesday, and I want to say welcome also to the breakfast hour this morning. Of course, remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. Yeah, man. That bell that notifies you every time one of these programs comes up. You get a chance to see it first, right here. When we come back, so much to talk about.
So much.
Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all sing better outside. Just us in the sky. I will go wherever, I'll be yours forever.
Alright, already, Lady Alicia, I have a request this morning. Of course, I have a request from one of our VIPs. Said, Mikey G, can you play before the day is over for me? At least before this breakfast hour is over. Well, I say good morning to you. Of course, I'm gonna definitely play that song for you later on today. I just saw your message, and I will definitely honor our message to our VIP this morning. I want to say good morning to all our Cayman Academy teachers and staff this morning.
Yes. I want to say good morning to the Cayman Academy VIPs.
Yes, of course, definitely true. We have been blessed by God in so many different ways. So many different people from every single part of this world right now is basically listening to Breakfast Hour. We are reaching different persons, different places all over, and it is spreading and spreading and spreading like wildfire. I'm telling you. So when we get the feedback and see our analytics, how it's working, I'm thinking to myself, oh God, how have you been so amazing? And we sometimes slight the idea that you are who you are. You're so great, and we sometimes don't even know how to tap into that greatness that God has actually placed in us too. Give us a little bit of that, not all of it. So some of us claiming the God factor. Careful, you get burned quick. So I don't want to let you know. And I'm already getting some of the greatness, and I'm going to say, God, everything that I do, I get it from the Almighty God right now. This is where it's coming from. I don't get it from any other source. It's just Him and Him alone that I depend on these days. I used to probably depend on another source at some point. Without knowing, of course. Without knowing.
Right.
Without knowing. Ladies, today, we have so many things on our agenda today. Wellness Wednesday,
Yes.
Dr. K comes up, and we have to share a few things with our listeners. We are people who are having different functions, different events, and all of these things are on our topic for this morning's experience. So, yeah, be reminded.
Yes, and there's so much that is going to be discussed here this morning. So if you haven't had a chance to share the link, this is the time to do that. Tell someone that something exciting and something, this is the ideal way to start your day. What better way than with the company of Mike G and of course,
It is. Of course, we are missing one of our counterparts this morning, Lady Corey Karen, but not for long. Of course, she'll be coming up with the news later on, so stay tuned for all of this and much more right here on the Breakfast Hour this morning.
Looking to build your dream home or renovate your space? M&M Construction is the perfect place. We bring your vision to life with precision and quality craftsmanship. From design to construction, we guide you every step, ensuring seamless coordination and superior results. Our professional roof inspection and maintenance services will ensure that your roof is sturdy this hurricane season. So, if you are ready to start your construction journey, call us today at 345-927-7509. Build with confidence. Build with M&M Construction. 345-927-7509.
Welcome back. It is another Wellness Wednesday. I have not called it Hump Day for a long time, but certainly I will remind you, listeners, it is also called Hump Day. And the reason is if you are having an intense week and you are looking forward to the weekend, it's a reminder that after we would have been climbing up, we are about to now go down, and the weekend is coming up just in another 2 days. And so I want you to stick to it. Just put your shoulders to the wheel and just know that the struggles won't last always. And so it's time for a devotional. It is time for a devotional, Mike G.
As of course, Hump Day, yeah, I'm listening to that one. We used to talk about Hump Day thing, and we had so many discussion around that thought. Alright guys, devotional comes up. Of course, this segment of our breakfast was brought to us by M&M Construction for all your construction needs right here in the Grand Cayman Islands.
Good morning. This is day 12. He who trusts in his own heart is a fool, but whosoever walks wisely will be delivered. Proverbs chapter 28, verse 26. The Storm Will Pass, written by Mart DeHaan. The local TV meteorologist occasionally points to a map and says something like this: "I'm afraid that things are going to get worse before they get better." Such a forecast could very well have applied to Israel when God sent Moses to free his people from slavery in Egypt. The barometer of events was falling rapidly, and the dark, ominous sky of oppression would soon break forth into a churning, flashing storm of cruelty unleashed by Pharaoh. Moses had appealed to Pharaoh to let the Hebrews go into the desert to worship God, but the king accused them of loafing on the job. So he multiplied their workload, and the situation went from bad to horrible. Moses cried out in bitterness to the Lord for an explanation. He found it hard to believe that a glorious exodus could be just around the corner. The plans of the Lord were not being frustrated, however. Before conditions would get better for his children, God tested them by allowing their suffering to increase. Even when we are obedient to the Lord, the skies of adversity may not always clear immediately. Circumstances may get worse before they improve. But praise God, His grace will sustain us and the storm will pass. Have faith in God. The sun will shine. Though dark your path may be today, His love has planned your way and mine. Have faith in God. Have faith always. Our quote this morning reads, "It's always darkest before the dawn." End quote.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, Rise and Shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
And say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake. I come in Tuesday around 10. No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it comes, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't go to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take for yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, don't want to run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4, Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You are tuned in live to Flashpoint Media, and of course, we are live on all the social media platforms this morning. And it's Wellness Wednesday. It's all about taking care of yourself, because if there's no health without wealth, there's no wealth without health. That's the phrase. And of course, yesterday we caught up on financial wellness, but there's no point in us being financially well if we're not healthy. So of course, Dr. K is joining us this morning, and I'm sure she's going to share some very important tips for us to utilize as we navigate taking care of ourselves. Mikey G, you were saying?
Well, I'm going to agree with you 100%. No wealth without health. Of course, when we come back, Dr. K will join us for this morning's episode of the Breakfast Club. Of course, this segment is brought to us by Asai Ultrasound for all your ultrasound needs, right here in the Grand Cayman Islands. When we come back.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4, Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Welcome back. I want to say good morning again. Dr. K, good morning to you. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Mikey G. Good morning. How are you today?
I am
Good morning,
quite
Lady
well.
Elise.
Good morning, Dr. K. I was just feeling a little bit, you normally say good morning, Lady Elise first, but of course, I am like, okay. But Mikey G did say good morning first, so on that purpose. On that premise,
it's a natural response, really.
I am Dr. K's favorite. Okay.
All right.
Let's be clear on that.
Wellness Wednesdays, right here on Flashpoint with Dr. K. All right. What are we talking about today?
So today we're going to be talking about, last week and the last 2 weeks we spoke about the liver. And so this week we're going to be speaking about the kidneys, another filtration system in our body. Okay, so we have 2 kidneys, as we know, everybody knows. However, there are some people who are born with only one. Some people have only one for whatever reason. might have removed one for donation to somebody else who has kidney damage, or as a result of damage to that one kidney, because the kidney can be lost if there's trauma. There could be loss of the kidney. So there are a number of things that can cause you to lose a kidney, but the kidney is very, very important in the body. In fact, the kidney is one of those the other filtration system that we have. In fact, about 200 quarts of blood or fluid passes through the kidney, but only about 2 quarts actually is in pee. So the other 198, or should I say gallons, the other 198 is actually reabsorbed. So a lot of fluid goes through the kidney, a lot, but most of it is reabsorbed. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about, there's so many things to talk with the kidney. Can I tell you? So many things to talk about with the kidneys. But today we're going to look at kidney stones. So what is kidney stones? They're called renal calculi, nephrolithiasis, or urolithiasis, right? And they're basically deposits of minerals that form inside the kidney, and then they're excreted. There's a picture of the kidney. I'm not sure if Mikey G has it, but okay, so basically there are a number of things that can cause you to have kidney stones, and we want to tell you that the most common cause really is dehydration. Okay, so your
Really, I didn't realize that dehydration could have such a profound effect.
yes, so your diet, excess body weight, medications that you have can actually help you, or can causes of kidney stones. Right,
Mm-hmm.
but basically, because what happens is that I told you that so much fluid is passed through the kidney. The kidney
Mm-hmm.
filters a lot of the fluid, or the blood water that goes into the body, because that's what it does. There's so many, just about all the fluid that we have go through the kidneys, get excreted back what we need, and the rest of it is passed in pee. So if your kidneys are not working properly, your electrolyte balance in your body, your fluid balance is going to be definitely off. So the first symptoms of you having your kidneys not working properly, is that you might get muscle cramps, because the electrolytes, your sodium, your potassium, is not being absorbed, so the equilibrium is not maintained in the body. And so
Sorry, you're saying muscle cramps, doc, is like if I'm lying down and I feel my legs stiffening up and cramping up on me, it could be a factor of my kidneys. That's what you're saying?
it could be that you need to drink more water, or it could be that your electrolytes, as I say, your electrolytes have, sometimes you have, your electrolytes are not being balanced. For example, people who take a lot of diuretics are more likely to get cramps, because you're actually pushing a lot of these electrolytes and water out of the system. So the thing about it is that you have to have a balance, and that's where the kidneys come in. And there's overuse. So for example, people with or low potassium can get real serious muscle cramps, because your body is excreting the potassium and it's not in equilibrium. So your body have to have a certain amount of electrolytes, and the kidneys help to maintain these electrolytes: your sodium, your potassium, your urea, your creatinine, your magnesium. So a number of things are excreted from the kidneys, but a number of things are absorbed from the kidneys. So if your potassium is low in your body, it's going to say to the kidneys, do not excrete it, bring it back in. If your sodium is low, it's going to say, do not excrete it, bring it back in. If you're dehydrated, it's going to say, do not send the water out into pee. Bring it back in because I do not have enough fluid in my body. And that is why your color of your pee is so important. If you're drinking enough water, the color of your pee is supposed to be clear or lightly yellow, straw color. If you see your pee being very concentrated and dark, it means something is happening. Either you're dehydrated, there's blood in your urine, or other things happening to you. So your pee is a good indicator of what is happening. In fact, many, many years ago, before medicine evolved to this stage, a lot of things were examined through the pee, and they never had the tests. So there are a number of things that they used to, the way they used to know. For example, if you're diabetic, how would they find out?
Ants.
Taste the pee.
We thank the Lord for technology. We are extremely thankful
Happy.
that, yes.
Verse 45. The doctors, they're tasting pee all day. But maybe I have to give, I don't know. That just sounds wrong.
No, it would be you tasting your own pee to see if it's sweet. But the smell of the pee, okay, so you can look at somebody's urine and know, that something is wrong with this person, because the smell of the pee, the color of the pee, sometimes the pee is frothy. A frothy pee means that you're eating a high protein diet and you're excreting protein. So there's so many things that you can look at the pee and know that something is wrong with the person.
Wow.
Just by looking at the urine.
Yeah, there's a statement in a Jamaican concept that it talks about the pee, that you're because of the kind of person you are, you don't stay one place that your pee can make froth. It's a statement that we use. You don't stay anywhere long enough to make your pee make froth. You're somebody who always moving around. You're not stable. You're honestly. So when you said it a while ago, I could hear my mother say this thing, and I now realize that when that's happening, somebody's having a problem, big one.
Right. So basically, do we have the slide with the kidneys, or is it there?
It's on the screen.
Okay, because I'm not seeing it. So the kidneys, basically, you have two. And as I said to you, stones can be formed in the kidneys itself. When the stones are in the kidneys, it doesn't cause a problem. Okay? So it's when the stones move into the ureters that there's a problem. Because the ureters are used to having just liquid. So when stones move into the ureters, then the ureters are going to start spasming to get rid of this solid, or to get rid of this material that's in there, because it's used to just liquid. So now that there's something else apart from liquid, it's going to start spasming, and that's where the pain comes. So,
And as you said, the pain, I've had persons who describe the pain as worse than labor pain. The pain that comes from those spasms, from kidney stones, because, the ureters are tiny. And when the stone is trying to be born, when the stone is trying to pass, then it's extremely painful.
And that's what you have to say about it being born. I think it's a dangerous thing.
absolutely, it is very, very painful because the body itself is trying to expel these stones.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, there are lots of people who will just have this just pain, and the pain goes away quickly. But it all depends on the size of the stone and depends on what's happening. Because the symptoms of it, once the ureters are spasming, there is the vasovagal response that the people are going to vomit. So you might just get the vomiting, the pain in the back. And it's not just a simple pain. It can be very, very bad. And it all depends on the size of the stones too. If the stones are big stones, then really and truly those are going to cause severe, severe pain. And then there could be blood in the urine because of the the trauma to the lining of the urinary tract, or if there's like stones that are caused because of infection, then there could be problems with you having fever, chills, rigors, and then that will tell you that those stones are particular stones associated with infections. But most people, a lot of people pass kidney stones, and that's why it's so important to keep your body hydrated, because there are a number of causes of stones. You have the oxalate stones, you have the calcium oxalate, the calcium phosphorus stone, you have struvite stones. There are a number of things that causes stones based on the pathophysiology of it. But the thing about it is that the commonest stones are the calcium oxalate stones. Those are the commonest stones. And basically what happens is that oxalate is something that is produced by your liver, like a byproduct of your whole detoxification. So it can combine with calcium, and basically a lot of things people think it's just a nidus, probably because you're not flushing the kidneys enough, just one little nidus, and then the kidneys start to form on that, and eventually you get a stone. So the best thing to do, especially when you live in tropical countries or arid temperatures, it's best for you to be well hydrated. And so, you have kidney stones, you're getting abdominal pain. Where's the pain? The pain is usually back pain. It starts right, you feel like you're having the back to the side, and then it comes to the front and going all the way down to the groin. And that's the kind of pain that you normally get with kidney stones. But it could be just back pain, it could be just abdominal pain, depending on where the kidneys are, and it could be fever, it could be anything. And as I said, that is because of the type of stones that you have. But as long as you're getting pain, you need to see your doctor.
Question for me is this, Doc, is there a stone too large to pass through the urine, and how, if yes, how do you, well, surgery is a solution?
Correct. So if your stone is too large, usually we tend to have stones which are probably 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, 5 millimeters. But if your stones are greater than 1 centimeter or nearing that, even 5 to 1 centimeters are big, millimeters are big stones. But if they're greater than 1 millimeter, the likelihood of them passing is basically very, very small. So a lot of those stones will have to be removed. Now there are a number of ways that you can get rid of these stones. So the doctor might tell you that they have to do, but before you're going to do that, you have to identify the stones.
Yeah.
So how do you identify the stones? Depending, you can see the stones on x-rays. You can see the stone on an ultrasound is a good way to see the stones, because what happened with those big stones, because they're so big, they're actually causing a blockage in the urine. So the stones is basically blocking the ureter. As Lady Elise said, they're tiny, tiny straw-like tubes. And if the stone is there and the stone cannot move, then it's going to be blocking. So you're producing pee above the stone. But the stone is not allowing the pee to go through. So you're going to have blockage and back buildup of the fluid. So you're going to get a hydroureter. So the ureters are going to get large, and then it backs up into the kidneys, and the kidneys are going to get larger. So those are indications that the stones are really, really big. And then the ultrasonographer will basically tell you this stone is really huge. Or you might, if it's a big stone, especially if it's a calcium stone, you can see that on x-ray. And the other thing that you can do is probably a CT scan, because it will give you a little bit more information in terms of function of the kidneys and other information about what's happening there. But those stones that will not pass, and the pain is going to be intractable. When I say intractable, I mean it just can't stop. And the vomiting and everything, those stones, you might need a surgical procedure. Then there's the procedure. There are a number of procedures. The first one that they normally use is the shock wave. that they actually break up.
Lithotripsy.
Right, lithotripsy. So they break up the stones, and when they break up the stones, you pass the little pieces of the stone. But remember, that's painful too. So of course, it's going to be in a controlled environment with analgesia. After they break the stones, then you're going to pee them through, because that's better than going in surgically. You can go through the back and remove the stone surgically, or you can go through the ureters back in the urethra up into the bladder and try to remove the stones. Depends on where the stones are.
I'm looking at some of these stones, Doc, and they're like more than a centimeter size. And or am I seeing clearly? I'm gonna put it on the screen here. I don't know. A centimeter.
Yeah, they look like rocks.
Yeah, they're actually. I think with these rocks you could actually start construction. You know, making concrete.
I'm listening to the conversation, and I have to say, Dr. K, reminding us of the importance of every single organ of the body. And then you started out by saying that some persons are born with one kidney. And can you imagine finding out at that point when you have a kidney stone, which might have been preventable if you were hydrating? Then you have another situation, because it's not like you have another kidney to rely on. So it just reminds us how important it is to a simple thing as maintaining your hydration. If you're going on these hikes or these walks, or if you're working outdoor in the sun,
wow, tell us about it.
You need to hydrate.
Correct, and the point is that working out in the sun has additional problems, because once you're breaking down your muscles, and as I say to you initially, is that you have to, your kidneys are the pathways or the filtration system. So whatever goes through your body and whatever your body metabolizes goes through your kidneys, and your kidneys actually excrete and absorb. So we have to make sure that if you're breaking down your muscle, there's something called rhabdomyolysis. So you're breaking down your muscle, but your kidneys cannot manage the amount of creatinine and the breakdown products of muscle damage. So your kidneys are backing up, not working properly. So you have to go into your hospital and get liters and liters and liters and liters of fluid to try to help your kidneys. Or you can drink gallons, but that's very hard for you to be drinking that in such quick succession. So you have to go in to get IV fluids to try to help your kidneys to excrete some of these products. So yes, there's a whole lot of stuff that can happen when your kidneys are not working properly. And so, we have to realize that there's some things that we can't change. If we have a family history of predisposition to kidney stones, we cannot change that. But we can change what we eat. We can change our hydration. We can change the amount of water that we drink. We can change our diet. We can eat foods that are low in salt. Okay. So people who are more prone to getting kidney stones can do salt substitution. There's Mrs. Dash, which is a good thing that you can use, and your natural herbs in order to try to season your food for that taste. But you want to make sure that you decrease your salt intake. I mean, obesity is another factor that can put you at risk for kidney stones, and also the surgeries that you do, the digestive diseases and surgeries like gastric bypass surgery, or inflammatory disorders, because what you're doing is that you're changing the digestive properties of the stomach. Because remember, your stomach is important in absorbing a lot of water from the foods that you eat. So if you're interfering with that digestive process, then and also you're at risk for stones forming in your kidneys. Then you have your supplementation. So everything that you take in excess first, even your vitamin C, can
Oh,
put you at risk for getting people who take a lot of laxative. They can't go.
Did you say excess vitamin C could cause
Ex-
that too?
yes, yes, yes.
you mean vitamin C that you that?
Because remember, vitamin C is water soluble, so
No,
everything
I'm
goes to your
asking.
kidney.
So it's a one. It's a vitamin that you take that is actually that is manufactured vitamin, not the one.
Correct.
So for
Supplemental.
me, I have
Correct.
vitamins like I take vitamin C by using citrus, is orange, lemons,
So
of course.
right. So you eat 3, 4 oranges one time. Your body will only use what it can. The rest of it will go straight into your kidneys and get excreted in the body.
But you're saying then
So
that if so using a natural product then, like orange or using the lemon and stuff, you'd say it would be much easier on the body as opposed to getting the manufactured vitamins that are actually concentrated and placed in a tablet or in a.
they're always easier, Mikey G, but you have to do things in moderation. You
Mm.
can't sit down and eat 100 oranges because you just want to eat oranges, or 10, 20 oranges because you just want to eat it, or how many limes. Everything that you do, regardless of how good it is, if not moderately done or temperately done, can cause damage to the body. So it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter if it's good or bad. If it's not done properly, it can cause damage to your body.
Alright. Talking on the
It's
line.
just like people who are constipated will take laxative, but the laxative can put you at risk because of the for because put you at risk for stones. Medications that you use to treat like even migraines or even seizures can put you at risk for getting stones. So there's a whole lot of stuff that basically can put you at risk. And these are good things that you use, but because of the continued use, you're putting at risk. Doesn't mean that everybody's going to get it, but the risk factor is there. So it doesn't matter what it is, and we just have to make sure that we protect the organs that the God gives us. So we have to make sure that we eat healthily, we hydrate, drink your water, exercise, sleep. It's the same thing every time. The way we take care of the way we take stress, the way we take care of our bodies, come down to basic lifestyle changes.
I see that we
Avoid
are.
drinking alcohol, avoid smoking, basic lifestyle changes.
I'm now more cautious, and every time now see I had a situation some years ago with this kidney stone thing, and I never knew that this thing was even possible. And so I'm gonna give my own testimony this morning right here. I'm done, right? I'm not going to go further. Good for the good for the soul, but not good for the character. But I will say to you, without any fear or favor, I pay attention to my water intake. I might not, but here's something that I heard you said before, that even if you're not working in the sun, you still need water. People might be in offices sitting down in cool spaces, thinking that you're not burning, you're not using up any the water in the body, and you don't need to drink as much water. But what do you say about persons in that way? Do they need water because you're in the cool, or do they need to hydrate as well as the persons who work outside in the sun?
Well, everybody needs to drink water, doesn't matter where you are. But your environment and your occupation will determine the amount of water that you drink. And even being male or female determines the amount of water that you drink, right? Because men tend to have more muscle mass, and so females tend to have more fat than muscle mass. And if you're working on the outside in the humid, hot areas, you're definitely going to need to hydrate more. Because if you're, say for example, somebody who's doing a lot of manual labor, you're going to be damaging your muscles and actually producing more creatinine. So you need to hydrate more in order for your kidneys to function more. Because that's another thing. A lot of people will go to the doctor because you go to the doctor and they do your labs, your blood tests, and you see urea and creatinine. And the doctor will say, oh no, your creatinine is trending downwards. That's a state that your kidneys are not as optimal. And as you get older, we don't expect your kidneys to be at the same stage when you were 20. But we want your kidneys to be functioning, and these are just markers. Your glomerular filtration rate, how well are you filtering the stuff from your kidneys? So your kidneys are like let's put it like a strainer. So it put things out, and some things don't go. So think about your kidneys. So it will allow some things to come out, but it will hold on to some things. Okay? And so it's important for you to maintain that optimal function of your kidneys. Make sure the blood flow to your kidneys are good, because if the blood flow to your kidneys are not good, that's how you can get damage to your kidneys. People with diabetes, hypertension. I mean, you see these young persons or these people, and you say, oh my God, they get a stroke because they had high blood pressure which was not treated, and a stroke, a heart attack. But a lot of people don't think that if you don't maintain that blood pressure, you can damage your kidneys. Okay? And if you damage your kidneys, that's a serious, serious thing. Just like having a heart attack or having a stroke. I mean, you can bounce back from a heart attack. But if you damage your kidneys and lose your kidneys, you have to get an external device, which is dialysis, which is going to basically function as your kidneys. So it's important to maintain, even though you have two, it's important to take care of those two bean-shaped organs that God gave you in your posterior aspect of your abdomen. But what do you do if you think you have kidney stones? You might go to your doctor. Your doctor will test you, and going forward, they might give you a strainer to pee in, so you can actually find the stones, take them in, and they can try to isolate to see what kind of stones you're producing. Okay? Whether it's uric acid stones or calcium oxalate stones or calcium phosphorus stones, your doctor can, once you pee the strain and try to get these stones, then you can get analysis of the stones, and then they can actually work to find out, how, in terms of if it's a dietary mediated or what's the cause of it, and that can, your lifestyle, you can adjust a number of things based on the stone or the nature of the stone. So it's important that we really, really take care of our bodies, learn what's happening. Next week I'll talk a little bit more about other conditions that can cause kidney damage. We only talked about stones today, but there are lots of other conditions that can cause kidney damage, and we will go into that and go into renal impairment. What happens when you lose your kidney? When you lose your kidney, what happens when you damage your kidneys?
Doc, so much to talk about. So much.
So many important organs that keep this body running, and how we ought to take care of them. I want to thank you, Dr. K, for taking your time with us, being patient, breaking it down in bite-sized pieces. And of course, this information is relevant for every single person. I've seen younger persons, children with kidney stones. So let us take heed, do what we can do to prevent, ensure that today you hydrate, keep yourself hydrated, take care of your temple. It's important. Thank you so much, Dr. K. Looking forward to hear more about the kidney on the next episode of Wellness Wednesday. Every Wednesday, Dr. K comes here and virtually attends to her patients. And I want to say thank you, Dr. K. We really do appreciate you.
Wellness Wednesdays, guys. Thank you for joining us this morning for this segment. Next week, we have something important to talk about. Stay tuned.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4, Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It is another Wellness Wednesday. So many tips. And of course, just reminding you that there are a lot of things that are happening today. It's National Working Moms Day, National Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day, National Baked Scallops Day, National Plant a Flower Day, National Skin Barrier Day. And of course, it is National Wellness Wednesday Day right here at Flashpoint. I want to thank our viewers, those on Flashpoint Facebook page, those on YouTube, those on Instagram. And if you are already on your way to work and you are tuned in on the internet radio www.flashpointmedia.ky, we are happy that you have chosen to join us today. And so as we continue, it's almost wrapping up time here in Breakfast Hour. And of course, we have to share a few things that's happening. A lot of things happening around the Mikey G. And so yes, a lot of things happening. And of course, if you are thinking about somewhere that you will need to keep yourself active, of course, we are reminded of the 5K. When is it happening, Mikey G?
Well, it's happening on the 27th, Sunday, April at 7 a.m. Of course, $25 to register. You get a t-shirt, and of course, medals and stuff are involved in that $25 registration fee. Yeah, it's the Ambassador Church in the Florida area.
Okay.
Yes.
So there is no excuse for us not to get moving and to keep active. And so if you are in the Florida area, all roads lead to the 5K Walk for Life. That's Sunday, April 27th at 7 a.m. Please mark your calendars and be ready to move your body. Keep fit, keep active. We had our 5K here in the Grand K on Sunday. The inside team, they were out in full force, and what a 5K that was. So a lot happening in the future. I also want to remind you of an opportunity for you to participate, and it doesn't matter where in the globe you are. It is International Women's Day webinar. I know Women's Day was
it's every day. It's every day.
Do I sense a sense of
like Men's Day is every day. It's every day. It's every day, guys. It's every day. It's Men and Women's Day every single day. Yeah.
Alright, so the Zoom link is there. So, we have had it up on the screen for a little bit for you to get that information if you want to join and attend. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. They're talking about women in leadership. And so it's an opportunity for you to go ahead and join this webinar via Zoom. A lot happening, Mikey G. And so, of course, it's also time for the news. Many
things and many rivers to cross.
Many rivers to cross.
All right, guys. Yes. So many things happening this morning. Thank you for joining us so far. Of course, time for the news. Our news is brought to us this morning by Asai Ultrasound. For all your ultrasound needs, this segment is brought to you by Asai Ultrasound. For all your ultrasound needs, right here in the Grand Cayman area.
Good morning, it is Wednesday, March 12th. These are the news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. I'm Cordy Karen. Young Caymanians given the chance to dive into an ocean career. Young Caymanians with a passion for marine life are being offered an exciting opportunity to kickstart their ocean careers. The Central Caribbean Marine Institute is now accepting applications for its 2025 Young Environmentalist Leadership course, providing 10 fully funded scholarships. The 4-month program will train students in diving, marine science, and professional skills. The course begins in April in Grand Cayman and is open to Caymanians and permanent residents aged 16 to 20 who are recent graduates or in their final year of school. Participants will gain PADI Rescue Diver Certification and Emergency Rescue Training, setting them up for careers in marine conservation and ecotourism. Has Cayman's earthquake threat increased after February's trembler? A US-based catastrophic modeling company has suggested that the risk of an earthquake in the Cayman Islands may have risen following the 7.6 magnitude earthquake on February 8th. The quake, which occurred 130 miles southwest of Georgetown along the boundary of the North American and Caribbean tectonic plates, did not cause any damage in Cayman. It did trigger a brief tsunami alert. However, a report commissioned by the Cayman Islands government to the 2020 earthquake reassures that local building codes and strong enforcement measures mitigate structural risks. Dancing policeman says son tried to run him down. In a dramatic court case, Cayman's well-known dancing policeman Fabian O'Connor Sr. has accused his son of attempting to run him down while on duty. O'Connor Jr., 23, faces charges of reckless or negligent conduct stemming from an incident on August 23, 2023. The older O'Connor testified that while directing the traffic near the cruise terminal in Georgetown, he had to leap onto the pavement to avoid being hit by a black Toyota Noah bus driven by his son. The trial continues in Grand Court. In Jamaica, personal income tax threshold to increase to $2 million. Jamaican PAYE employees can expect relief as the income tax threshold is set to increase to $2 million over 3 years. Finance and Public Service Minister Favour Williams announced the change in her budget presentation, stating that the threshold will rise in 3 phases. First, to 1.8 million, then 1.9 million, and finally 2 million by 2027. The move builds on last year's increase to 7.7 million and aims to ease the tax burden on Jamaica's workforce. Scotia Group reports $4.2 billion net profit for first quarter. Scotia Group has announced strong financial results for the quarter ending January 2025, posting a net profit of $4.2 billion, an increase of 34.5% year on year. The growth was driven by expansion across all business segments, with notable increases in personal banking and mortgage loans. The Board of Directors has approved a dividend of 45 cents per stock unit payable in mid-April. Scotia's total assets also rose 11% to $739.2 billion. Antigua targeted by a Russian woman seeking to recover mega yacht. The daughter of a US-sanctioned Russian billionaire is taking legal action against Antigua officials over the seizure and sale of her family's 265-foot mega yacht, Alpha Nero. Yulia Gureva Motlokov claims rightful ownership of the yacht, which was abandoned in Antigua for over 2 years. Her attorneys have requested access to financial records of Antiguan's officials, alleging misappropriation of funds from the sale. The lawsuit adds another chapter to the ongoing legal battle over the vessel, once considered for purchase by former Google CEO Eric Schmidt. TCI publicly advised not to touch debris from SpaceX Starship mishap. Authorities in the Turks and Caicos Islands have warned the public to avoid contact with the debris from SpaceX Starship Flight number 8, which was lost over the sea near the Bahamas on March 6. The government urges anyone who encounters suspected spacecraft fragments to report them immediately to the National Security Secretariat. The spacecraft failed shortly before reaching its maximum altitude, with debris potentially scattered across a wide area. Officials confirmed no reports of injuries or damage, and air traffic disruptions have since been resolved. 3 Canadians arrested in connection with drug seizures at airport. Dominican Republic law enforcement has arrested 3 Canadians linked to a major drug bust at Punta Cana International Airport. Authorities confiscated 170 packages of narcotics, including marijuana and suspected crack cocaine, found in luggage linked to the suspects. The trio, David Bennett, Zachary Crawford, and Cassandra DiPriccio, were detained while attempting to leave the country. Investigations suggest the drugs were smuggled into the Dominican Republic from Canada, with legal proceedings now underway. Former Antigua top cop appointed Deputy Director of the RSS. Former Antigua and Barbuda Police Commissioner Ashley Rodney has been named Deputy Executive Director of the Regional Security System. The appointment marks a significant career move for Rodney, who previously led law enforcement efforts in Antigua. The RSS, which coordinates security operations among Eastern Caribbean nations, will benefit from Rodney's extensive experience in policing and crime prevention. Those were your news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. Please continue to stay tuned for more updates throughout the day.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't go to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care of yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, don't want to run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Yeah, it's quite relevant considering what we heard in the news that, of course, the Cayman Islands is at increased risk following that 7.6 earthquake, which was over 100 miles away from the Cayman Islands. But you know, it is something that, you know, it's terrifying. You know, I've had a few experiences feeling the earth beneath me shaking, and believe me, it is not a good place to be. And it reminds us of our mortality and how unsure we are of the very next second, the very next minute, and why it is important for us to live purposefully, because indeed we do not know. We just live by faith, we live in faith. And so, of course, it's almost time for us to get out of studio. It has been a wonderful morning.
It's been a lot. But if you permit me, to just say, the dancing policeman, that his son almost run him over. You know, and this guy is my friend, you know. It's somebody I know very well, right? And to hear this conversation, it troubles me. I don't want to say much more about it. For him to basically charge his son, bring him into a lawsuit, bring him under this, it must mean something to him. It wasn't simple. So yeah. SpaceX, remember, we have tried to do so many things and we rate others over yourself. This is just to show that even the best of us sometimes fail at what we're doing, even with the best experiences. Don't feel bad if you fail at something or you're having challenges with something awesome that you're doing. That's all I would say on that. And of course, you touched the earthquake already, so I guess we won't say much more. So, go to your final speech, and of course, I think you want to share something with us this morning. I want to say to all our VIPs, you are our valued, most valued members and persons on Flashpoint, and we cater to you more than everybody else while we try to equate everybody to your status. That's what it means to be a VIP. Very sorry, guys. It must be so. Our subscribers, guys, you can also be a VIP member as well. Of course, you can. Well, we put in the description how you can become a VIP member, and you can also be at this elevated standard. Alright, share with us this morning. I have a song. Well, let me tell you something, ladies, before we get into it. One of our VIP members asked me to play a song before the night is over. I would love to play just a little snippet of it before you get into your... Well, I probably should allow you to do that first, and then I play a snippet of it. Fine? Alright, let's get into it when we come back. Quickly.
One of the worst things that could ever happen to a man is to be born sighted but lack vision. The sight in your eyes makes you see today. The sight in your heart make you see tomorrow. My friends, being born with opportunities and utilize them for the purposes of God offers you timeless and endless possibilities. May the blessing of the Lord be upon you.
Sweet anointing indeed. What a fitting way for us to get out the studio. I know Mikey G has another song that will play, but I will say to you, I want to thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Breakfast Hour. It has certainly been an informative one and a blessing to me. I hope it has been the same experience for you, our listeners, as well. And if you want to contribute in any way or form, if you want to join us on set, you just need to send us a message at 345-321-6969, and of course be a part of the conversation. And we want to thank you so much for joining us, VIPs and listeners on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and those listening online via our radio platform. We are happy that you chose Flashpoint today. The radio is on 24/7, Mikey G.
Of course, remember guys, catch us today for an exciting, in fact, you know what, on Thursdays we have what we call Yardy Link Up, and so link us up on a Thursday in the afternoon, anytime after 2 o'clock for your Yardi link up. We'll send our radio schedule that you can follow some of the programs that happens on the radio, so you can be a part of those programs. You can link up your Yardi friends across the world, wherever you are. There are some of the friends in Canada, England, the UK, in the Caribbean. We have so many in other parts of the world. I have some friends that are now in Africa that have moved there and they are permanently staying there now. So of course we will want to link up Yardi wherever you are. Alaska. If you go to Alaska right now, you'll find that Yardi right now. So some of our Yardis are. Of course, I want to play this song for one of our VIP members this morning who requested this song, and so I want to honor this request this morning. I dare not call the name because I will just keep it as such. Makes sense, right? Yeah. Let's keep it like that. Alright. So, here's the song for you.
Hi, I'm Claude Edwards, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Wherever I travel around the globe, I have access to Flashpoint Radio, and so should you. Flashpoint Radio, in a class all by itself.
God promised to take care of all his children when they're going through some rough times in their life. When it seems that all around has fallen, yeah, and the devil tells you you cannot win. Only believe, put your faith and your trust in the Lord. He will deliver right on time. Before the day's over, before the night is through, you will find the answer. God will come through for you. You've been praying for deliverance, but His words give assurance. Before the day's over, God will come through for you.
Hi, I'm Claude Edwards, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Wherever I travel around the globe, I have access to Flashpoint Radio, and so should you. Flashpoint Radio, in a class all by itself.
There's so much reassurance this morning, and before we get out of studio, I will encourage someone who needs this encouragement today. We started off with a devotional that said that the storm will pass, yes, and regardless of whatever situation you are in, reminding us that the darkest time is just before dawn. We heard from those two inspired singers reminding us that God is still on the throne and still can fix whatever storm and situation you go through. And so, remember your blessings. The one profound blessing is that you're alive this morning. And so I say to you today on this Wellness Wednesday, while you take care of your kidneys, take care of your spiritual health, take care of your connection with God, find time today and remember that the storm will pass. it will pass. So thank you again for tuning in and making the choice, Flashpoint Media. We are happy to have had you. And big up to our friends over there in St. Lucia.
Alright, I want to say also at my quota of thank you for joining us this morning. Of course, Wellness Wednesday. Catch us next week, Wednesday at the same time, same place right here. But also remember, tomorrow is Thursday. I have a few things. We talk about some history and some things that happens, in our lifetime while we are still alive, and of course before. And so tomorrow, catch us for some of those things that we want to discuss, talk about, highlight a few ideas and thoughts that you might want to have. Have yourself a great one this morning. Of course, remember www.flashpointmedia.ky radio all day. Man, trust me, whole heap of things coming up later on. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get these programs every single time we release one. Today's Wellness Wednesday has been a marvelous one, and of course, one that has reminded us of so many ways of how we should make sure we take care of our wealth by taking care of our health. Have yourself a great day, guys. See you tomorrow.
Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, Rise and Shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further, away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, we'll make our own way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all sing there outside. Just us in the sky. Circus, is it innate? Feels like a heavy burden, but I can't relate. Do our actions even matter, or is this a fate? At least now I'm feeling better, I know I'm here to stay. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all sing there outside. Just us in the sky.
I'm Claude Edwards, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, You know, wherever I travel around the globe, I have access to Flashpoint Radio, and so should you. Flashpoint Radio, in a class